Hello, you're live on the Poor Pluta channel. Poor Pluta channel. This is a paid watch review. This is a very special paid watch review. This is a collection review with Clive, please. We've had our first request to have you doing a review. And remember, like, subscribe, and tell your friends about this channel, because man cannot live on Google Ads alone. Google Ads is not the way of the future for YouTube entertainers in niche markets. So guys, I really need your help. Maybe you could organize a paid review, get me to do it for you. Maybe you could get some advice. I charge $50 US, and I'll make a phone call and chat to you about any problems you have. It could be dating advice. It could be wristwatch advice. I'll give a go at anything. Any problems you have, I will give it a go. Now, today we're doing a paid watch review. So you guys, let's go and have a look here. Let's I think it might be best if we pull this collection up. You want to see the collection, don't you there?
It would probably help to review it.
Yeah, so let's have a sticky beak at it here. So here we what am I pressing? I'm just pressing buttons all over the place.
We said, ooh.
Okay, here we go. Let me read this. Let me read this to you. Hi Archie, just sent you $50 US. Thank God, thank God. For an up for you 50. Oh, where's my glasses? Jeez, where's my I'm having just let me get my glasses. I get my glasses because I'm a little bit. It's the diabetes kicking in.
Right.
The diabetes. Okay. I just sent you $50 US to do an updated collection review with Clive, please. I've been a fan of yours for quite a few years now. I'm 36 years old, from the UK, office-based for work, so get to enjoy wearing my watches on a daily basis. My first watch is a Rolex Explorer 2 Polar with the hollow end links and the rattlesnake bracelet. This is currently on an Everest white leather strap. My second watch is a Datejust 1601. You love a vintage Datejust, Clive, don't you?
Absolutely.
I bought this head only and currently wear it on a race ostrich strap. I had a Rouse ostrich strap on my Reverso years ago. My third watch is a Rolex Submariner 116613 LB, two-tone blue ceramic. This is my favorite watch in the collection. My fourth watch is an Omega Speedmaster First Man in Space. I bought this for myself and a Speedmaster Professional Man on the Moon as a gift for my dad for his 60th. Both were bought from ADs in Italy, and I got over 30% off retail on both of them. The fifth watch in the second photo is a watch I bought my wife, a Rolex Datejust 69173 two-tone with factory champagne diamond dial. She works in a hospital, so this only gets worn on weekends. I would appreciate suggestions from yourself and Clive on future watch purchases for myself, and also a second watch for my wife. I like steel watches and prefer yellow gold when it comes to precious metals. Thank you, Stefan. This is, as I said in the title, this is a very, very middle class collection. What do you think, Clive? Actually, yeah, upper middle. I think we're hitting above middle class. This is upper middle.
Yeah, actually, and it checks a lot. You know, just the three Rolexes does check a fair number of boxes by themselves. Of course, you know, the Speedmaster Professional, the Man on the Moon, you know, classic chronograph.
Well, he doesn't have the Man on the Moon. This is the first Omega in space. He gave his father the Man on the Moon.
Ah, got it.
I got it. You know something, Clive? I want to just tell you. Let me just say a few things here. My God, does this pop? This collection just pops. I mean, I can understand what he's done. I understand why he loves the two-tone bluesy. It's amazing. I understand why he loves the Explorer. I kind of like it on the Everest. I don't. I can't. Sorry, I hate the Everest. I hate it, but that's okay. It's okay. It's not for everyone to like. You can always put the bracelet back on. I love the Datejust on the Rouse strap. Rouse is a Austrian company that sells these ostrich straps. Beautiful. I just love this entire collection. I got to be honest with you, the first Omega in space, man, that is a very, very cool wristwatch. This excites me when I see this picture. See, what happens is, I got to be honest with you, I get collection reviews all the time, and people send the most appalling pictures, and it's so hard for me to get excited. But this, now, the only problem he's done when he's taken this photo, he's had his flash turned on. When you take photos of watches, guys, turn your flash off and take it with natural lighting. You don't want to use a flash. Okay, flash is not a good thing. I mean, this photo didn't turn out too bad, but just giving you boys some advice there. I love this collection. He's got all his bases covered. He's got a dress watch, he's got a diver, he's got a GMT, and he's got a chrono. I think this, I just look at this and think, wow, I wish my collection could be this complete with so few watches. I look at my collection and think, what the hell was I thinking? What the hell was I thinking in my collection? I look at this here and say to myself, you know what? My gold sub was never usable. That was kind of useless. He's got a two-tone bluesy, very usable. He's got the Rattlesnake Explorer. Yep, I approve. I understand. The first Omega in space. Yes, I actually love the hands on the first Omega in space. They look so cool. I even love the Datejust. And you know, the thing is, because he hasn't just gone for the cheapest models. He's got, I mean, that bluesy is very expensive. Ceramic bluesy's dear. It lets him have the vintage. See, for me, a 1601 wouldn't be good enough. I'd say, oh, that's not good enough. I want a sapphire Datejust. But in his case, because he's got the extremely new pieces, he's got the sub two-tone and the Omega, it allows you to have some fun with some cheaper pieces there. And I got to say, this whole collection pops, Clive. Sorry, that's my bit. You tell me. What do you think?
Well, yeah, actually, he's done more with less. You know,
I don't even have a diver, Clive. I don't even have a diver.
Right, and actually, the two-tone bluesy in ceramic is quite usable. It's got a fair amount of Google Ads piece to it. What I like about the Datejust is, yeah, it is a 4-digit reference. But I do like the fact that he got a black dial. It seems like a lot of the Datejusts I've seen, and the Datejust I got wasn't a 4-digit, it was a 5-digit, but it was the ungodly gold hands on a champagne dial. And again, I'll get off my high horse, but the lack of contrast, hated that watch, hated that Datejust. I like his, even though it's a 4-digit. So it's classic. I mean, you know, when you think about it, a Datejust in good condition like that is one of the last classic 4-digit Rolexes you can buy. I like the black hands. I like the, not the black hands, I'm sorry. I like the black dial on it. You know, and I'm kind of warming up to the white Everest on the Polar. Now, or do you think a black one would do better?
Look, I got to tell you, I kind of look, it's so funky. It's so funky it works, right?
Yeah.
Look,
it's like
I would say I think maybe
I could almost see a stormtrooper wearing that from Star Wars.
I think realistically he's gone the color coordination route too far. What looks really cool is contrasting colors, and what looks really cool on a Explorer white dial is a gray strap, a light gray. And I kind of, look, I'm not criticizing. I got another friend who did the same thing on his Daytona. He put an Everest strap on. Actually, it was Everest as well. It wasn't a rubber B. It was an Everest. And I got to be honest with you. Look, straps. Don't worry too much about the straps, okay? Because you can play around with them. That's the whole point of these things. Is you can play around with them, Clive.
Right.
And I got to tell you, that Omega is sexy as sin. I love it. Now, I've just put his wife's watch in there. Now, I know you don't like champagne dials, but for a lady, they love a bit of bling. And the champagne dial gives it a little bit more bling. What do you think of his wife's? That's including his wife's watch there. That is beautiful. What do you think?
Oh, that's good. That's my partner calling. Can you hold on for 1 second?
Sure, I can take over for a minute. No worries.
Thanks.
So, guys, this is the Paul Pluta channel, and we're just doing a wristwatch review for Stefan, and he's just showed us. He's from England, and he's got a wonderful collection there. It's really, really cool.
Very solid.
I love it. I think he's got all his bases covered, and I think he's got an interesting range of pieces there. Clive, I got to tell you, you know what I really do love? I really do love guys who, when they
that's what I heard.
When they do collection reviews, they include the female's watches. I think that's so. You got to do this, man. If you're a married man, if you're hitched, you got to include her watches in the review. And even me, I'm a single man myself. I even have watches which I lend to the girls on a date. Mind you, I must confess, I haven't had many second dates as a follow-up, but hey, that's just, it's a numbers game. We're selling insurance, okay?
Right.
Clive, what do you think of the wife's Datejust? I think the Datejust is a perfect watch for a woman. What do you think?
Yeah, it is. Nice classic size. Why can't you wear it in the hospital? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, that's because of germs. You've got to constantly wash your hands in the hospital.
Okay. Well, it's waterproof. It's an oyster case, so that shouldn't be a problem for it, should it?
I think it's just, that's why nurses wear those fob watches. Haven't you seen those watches on their uniform? That's what they wear.
Okay.
And I just want to say hello. My Rouse strap says hello to you. My Rouse strap says hello. I love a good Rouse strap. I'm thinking about putting my Rouse strap onto my Speedy. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it'll be a nice looking combination. And like I said, I do like the first Speedmaster in space because it's not, you don't see
Omega in space.
First Omega in space. It's not like the Speedmaster Man on the Moon where there's just cranking them out and out and out and out by the truckloads.
No, that's exactly. Now, I got to tell you, Clive, he's saying that I love his collection. I honestly can't. I really can't fault his collection. I love it. I think it's a great collection. I'm a little bit envious because he's got all his bases covered with less watches than me.
Right.
Now, he's asking me. He's asking us because he's asking you as well. His wife. He's saying that his wife works in a hospital. She doesn't wear, she's asking for a second. He's asking for future watches. Now, I want to cover the female watch because I don't think you've had much experience buying women anything, have you, really? Garbage Fire can attest to that. Maybe some secondhand old chocolate that's been in the fridge for 3 weeks, but nothing of substance there.
I would say I'd say a mid-sized Yachtmaster for the wife, for the second watch.
No, Clive. I got to tell you, you're wrong. You know what I would go for?
What's that?
Look, he said here, He said the fifth watch in the photo is his wife's. It's a Datejust two-tone with factory diamond dial, 69173. I know that watch very, very well. She works in a hospital, so only wears it on weekends. Now he's asking, I would appreciate if you could suggest a second watch for my wife. You know what you need to get? I tell you what you'd get. You know what I'd get? What
Could you tell me before I turn 50?
Okay. Life, okay, I'll give you some clues there, okay? This is the box. Let me just show you the box for this watch, okay? I want to show this to you because when you give women a gift, it's all about theatrics, okay? Okay, it's all about theatrics, okay?
I thought it was all about histrionics.
Now, what you need to do is look at this. This is...
Apple Watch. You're going to give her an Apple Watch.
Okay, it's an Omega. Look at this. Life, if I'm going to use this term from, what's his name? Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. Look at this. How could any woman not love this gift?
Okay.
So you give this beautiful, look, let me open it up for you. That's what it looks like. Omega. So what watch do you give her? I tell you exactly what you give her. You give her an Omega Constellation. Quartz. Because let's face it, she's already got an automatic and she doesn't wear it all the time, so it winds down. This next watch, I reckon, get a casual quartz stunner. That's it. A casual quartz stunner. And you give it to her in the chocolate box like Omega uses here. Man, you are going to be her favorite all sorts. Okay? Let me tell you, look at that. You give that to a woman, and you know what? The bang per buck of this is amazing.
If you're going to do quartz, it's basically all about the style anyway. If you're going to do quartz, why not a Cartier quartz?
Why not a Cartier quartz? Okay,
yeah.
I tell you why. Because we got to blend in with this guy's collection. He's got the first Omega in space, and he's got Rolex. So we give her a steel Omega, right? These are exceptional bang per buck. Let me just tell you, okay? Let me just give you an idea, okay? These watches retail for they're about 2,500 Aussie, 2,000 US, right?
Right.
I'm going to show you an absolute bargain, because I want to share it with the viewers. If you jump on E-Lady, that's the Japanese. This is E-Lady is the Japanese reseller. Now look at this. Let me just jump on. I'm going to show this to you, and you can see what a bargain this is. Okay, here we are. We're on E-Lady. In September, if you use the coupon code, you get an extra 7% off the prices. Okay. By the way, I'm not paid anything by E-Lady to recommend this. I'm just telling you honestly what I think is really, really cool. So let's look at this, right? We go
now, do you get 7% off Ladyboys if you order them online if you use the site or not?
You get that if you use that code, you do. I want to show you something. Look at this. This Omega here. Look at this. This Omega Constellation, exactly like my one. Look at that. 500. Okay. Now you also get 7% off, so it's roughly $500 US. Now that is amazing bang per buck. Okay.
The aesthetics leave me cold.
You never dated a nurse, have you, Clive?
No, but I've been in a few divorces involving a nurse. I found out it doesn't matter what you're going to charge. If you find out that either party involved is a nurse, double it, double the fee.
Yes, yes.
Double
Clive,
the fee.
what I'm trying to tell you is this is amazing bang per buck. Now, it doesn't come with the box. I went on eBay and I bought one of these Omega boxes that was about $100 more shipped. So for $600 US, you've got a box of chocolate gift. This is a quartz. She will love the quartz. It's an Omega, right? They will love it.
I think she'd like a Cartier better.
Well, the problem with Cartier is they are very, very... Cartier is going to be a fair bit. You're not going to get much for $500. They use a lot of gold plating. This is a nice, honest steel watch. This is a nice, honest steel watch. I stand by what I say. I say get the Constellation, but in steel. But you say Cartier. Okay, so let's have a look at Cartier and see what can we get. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look on E-Lady.
Keep in mind, he has apparently a nice office job. Nurses are, at least here in the United States, are a very well-paid profession. So it's not like I think keeping it under 1,000 may not be primarily the biggest concern they've got. Keeping that nurse happy and married to him is a lot bigger concern.
Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, so Cartier itself there. We're just having a look. Let's have a look. Okay, actually, look. There are some great. There's a Santos. There's some great models. This is E-Lady. I particularly like this site. I would say, actually, here we go. A Cartier Ruban quartz. Here we go. $720. There you go. There you go.
Yep.
Okay. If you prefer, I'd prefer the Omega, but if you like the Cartier, fair enough. I'm not one to criticize. I'd get it in steel. I reckon. Don't worry about. She's already got the two-tone with the diamond dial. You don't need another fancy ritzy watch. Now she needs a steel stunner. And this Cartier is like a bracelet. It may be a little bit short. Just be careful with the sizing because this is from Japan. Some of these watches are for midgets, but as I found out with my Breguet, the Bregster. But yeah, so that's what I would do. I reckon this guy here, I mean, that life is like a box of chocolates. I mean, you think about this, Clive. What would you think if you gave this to a woman? Life is like a box of chocolates. Look at that. Isn't that just...
So you want to evoke Forrest Gump. You want her to think that you're developmentally disabled when you give her a gift.
Now, this is just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. It's just, you could just eat that watch. That's what you could do. It's just absolutely, I think that's just amazing.
$100 if you eat that watch.
Amazing bang per buck. That's all I'm saying. Amazing bang per buck. Clive, the next thing is there. The next thing is he's asking us, what would we recommend? What would we recommend for him? What would we so I'm saying I'd go Omega Constellation. I've showed it to you on E-Lady. You're saying Cartier. That's fair enough. That's you don't have to agree with everything I say. Now for him, what watch would we recommend next for him? Now that is a very, very good question. What is missing in his collection? What would you add as a fifth watch for him?
Well, now the clue is that the two-tone bluesy is his favorite watch, and the trouble is we don't know why exactly. Is it because it's the newest one? Of course, you know, you always pay more attention to the infant than you do the 5-year-old.
Okay.
Or is it because it's flashier and it's gaudier? I mean, well, no, I don't say gaudier because it's more in your face.
Okay. So
you see, that's a problem I've noticed with watch reviews, because they either don't give you and I sound like a whiny little bitch here, but they either don't give you enough information or they write you War and Peace. Is there a way that someone could communicate with you directly and tell you? So
we could do a live show watch review, for $50 US, Clive. $50 US, and you could talk to us and we can critique your collection together.
Well, true, but I've noticed though a lot of people that send in the watch reviews, they don't have the same capacity for self-humiliation that I do by appearing on live with you on live stream.
And you know what? We don't even need to show their face on the channel.
Okay. So
Okay.
it's possible for someone to do the same thing, but talk with you. Would you just do audio only, or would you like blur their faces
audio only. We can do audio only as well. That's exactly it. Because so many people, when they do these reviews, they say, please do not mention my last name. Please, I don't understand. I don't think I've had one person who's actually said to me, please mention my last name in your video.
No. Now, could you show them on the screen and like blot their face out like they're a mafia witness or something like that, or testifying?
We could do anything. Well, what we do is we just simply wouldn't have the camera on them. That's all. That's it. We would put a picture up on the screen. You could as many things you can do.
Could you modulate the voice to where they sound like?
Not for $50, Clive. Clive. Okay. We're concentrating on. Now, Clive, I tell you what I would know. I think sometimes, Clive, you're missing the point. Okay, let me say this to you. I think you're missing the point, because the whole beauty of having when people ask for advice is working on what we've got, and we can come up with the answer. See, admittedly, they're not saying to us, he's not sure of the fifth watch for himself. You understand?
Right.
But he also can't knock back and say, no, I don't want that. If I make a suggestion, he can't knock it either. You know what I would get if I was, I'll tell you what I reckon I would do if I was him. I would probably look strongly and say, how about we look at getting some sort of, I would like some sort of work watch on a bracelet. Okay. Now I'm thinking what I would be inclined to do would be say, how about something like the Ingenua, Clive? What do you think of that idea? A steel watch on a bracelet, a big statement men's watch.
Seems to have a preference for Rolex, though. 3 out of the 4 Rolex.
Yep, but it's good to have the fifth one can be something different. It can express ourselves. You know what I mean? We don't have to just stay within the stable. I would say, I tell you, let me throw some choices up there. I would say we could throw in I reckon what would be really cool would be a reverso, some sort of reverso.
Several people on the boards predicted reverso, by the way.
That's okay. Reverso, I think, would be very cool, particularly with that Rouse strap. It's brought back memories of my reverso on a Rouse strap. The other thing is, Clive, what about
would the reverso be in steel or would yellow gold?
Definitely steel. We want bang per buck. It could be a tribute to 1931, or it could be a grand size reverso. That's what I think, Clive. I think we could easily do this. The other thing we could do is I would like to see him explore his options. How about a Breitling Super Ocean Heritage?
Now, when he talked about the Rolexes, are they in chronological order? Did he get the Explorer 2 first, then the Datejust, then the two-tone sub?
Yeah, this is kind of I think that's correct.
Okay.
Now,
but here's my thing also. You
didn't like the Breitling suggestion, did you? That was just awful, wasn't it?
Well, no, I mean, I've seen a couple in the wild, and they are nice-looking watches.
The problem is you're paying so much money for a damn ETA machine.
Right.
I mean, that kind of sucks. Okay, let's look at some Rolex choices. What Rolex watch would you add to this collection? What Rolex?
But this is my point. It seems like beginning in horology, you're discovering as much about yourself and your preferences and to who you really are as about the watches themselves. So it seems like he started off with just, your plain generic sports watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went a little fancier, went vintage.
Yep, the vintage.
Datejust. I mean, the Datejust. And like I said, I like the Datejust. I like the black dial.
Yep.
But the favorite, and it could be because it's newer, but I suspect because it's flashier, is the sub, the bluesy ceramic sub.
Oh, I see. So you're saying we should go for more fancier. What would you go for? Like a geez, would you go for a two-tone Datejust?
Well, we could go two-tone Datejust and a newer one, or maybe even a day-date.
Ooh, like I don't know what his budget's like. I don't want to throw his budget way out. I've got to.
Right, because those, well, he didn't put any limitations on budget, number one. Also, I mean, and also, I don't think he works in an office. He can buy 4 luxury watches. His wife's a nurse, so his wife isn't drained. You know, so we're talking 2 professionals in a household, and it's not like those ceramic bluesies are cheap.
I just had some. Look at this. This is dial a breakfast. Look at this. I just had that delivered to my room. Pancake.
So Pizza Pagoda features backyard breakfast deliveries with flapjacks.
Yes, flapjacks. Yeah. So what would you say, Clive? I want to hear what you think then.
Well, a possibility is, and of course, you always tend to go to the references that you know and that you like. Obviously, you buy the watches because you like them.
Yep.
You know, a two-tone. I'd say a two-tone Yachtmaster in blue. It's not a Submariner. It's close. It's technically a different line. Well, he's already got a GMT. I would now, like I said, I'd say a day-date. Or if he wants more of an everyday watch, why not a Milgauss?
A Milgauss could rock with a blue dial. Would be cool.
Blue dial and blue dial GV, absolutely.
What about an Omega? Could you get a second? Would you go for another Rolex or Omega?
Well, the guy, like I said, we presume that it looks like the Omega is an exception to the rule.
He did give his father. It gave his father an Omega.
Right. And he's getting this next watch, not to give another watch to his father, but one to himself. He's already got the exception to the rule. I would, like I said, I'd say a two-tone or maybe an all precious metal Yachtmaster, or a day-date.
I'm just scared the day-date's too dear.
Well, I don't think he's hurting, number one, and number two, he doesn't have to buy tomorrow.
Good point.
I say when he works in an office, I think when he saves up enough, when he gets that promotion that he's been working his butt off for, when he becomes the junior vice president or junior vice president, I'd say a day-date would be a perfect. And he does like yellow gold. I mean, and like I said, I'm tempted. I am kind of tempted to say a two-tone Yachtmaster, but that's too close. That's a little too close to the blues. That's a little too close to the sub, I think. Personally. Maybe, like I said, a Yachtmaster in all precious gold. I mean, in all precious gold, sorry. In all yellow gold, or a day-date. That way he's got everything covered, really. I think the Explorer 2 could cover sports and kind of casual, more casual-ish.
Okay.
And as can the Datejust with a strap change.
What do you think? Okay, so let's have a look there. Let's suggest 2 watches to him. I'm going to say, I tell you what I'm going to say. I'm going to say he should add a reverso. And maybe a blue dial Milgauss. That's what I'd like to add there. What would you like to add? Do you think of a second watch to add, Clive?
Okay. Well, like I said, a day-date.
On a strap or a bracelet?
Get the bracelet first. You can always get a strap later on.
Okay.
Bracelet. If you're going to go day, you might as well just go president.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're talking about, like, we could be talking about, like, not tomorrow, but maybe a few years down the road. Boy, I'd keep an eye out. If we're talking several years down the road, I'd keep an eye out for a Sky Dweller, either all steel or all precious metal.
Wow!
Like 5 or 6 years from now.
Clive, I think you've given some really great advice there. I got to say, this collection really does work for me. I don't know what you think. What would you give this? Give it a score out of 10, Clive, this collection?
I tend to be a little bit conservative, but I'd say 8.5 out of 10, maybe a little higher.
Wow, that's really, really, you really love this collection, Clive.
I really do, actually. I really, really do. It's got a little. He does more with less.
Yeah. I'm not so sure. I really like the Everest strap there. It's kind of I. Look, it's good. He's still got the bracelet. It's no big deal. He's still got the bracelet, hasn't he? This guy.
Right.
I mean, it's not the end of the world, is it?
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. I think it's a beautiful collection here.
So you think he should put another strap on? Yeah.
Look, if he enjoys it, he's got to do what. I mean, I do like the red piping. That's very cool.
Yeah.
And I like to muck things up too. I like to mess things up, change straps, and do things too. I understand exactly where he's coming from.
But you're not going to. He's not going full-fledged Scotty and pitting like a GMT on a bracelet on a Submariner or vice versa.
Scotty is crazy. You know that, don't you?
Yes, but he's smart enough not to show his face on the channel, so he can't be too crazy. Yeah. Respect us to this guy. Love the collection.
Yes. Respect us to this guy. That's a very, very cool way to put it there, Clive.
He's got a classy nurse wife too. I mean, yeah, but the thing is also, it depends how old they are. The two-tone, especially in a Jubilee, I'd say maybe a more youth. I mean, like I said, maybe a Cartier. No,
that's okay. I stand by my Omega Constellation. I stand by what I say. But you got your opinion. That's perfectly okay. There's no problems at all there. I stand by what I say. We'll see what he decides.
Absolutely.
Clive, it's been a pleasure having you on the channel. You ready to do another live show after this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's cut this one, and we've got another one coming up very soon.